Hey, there we go. Good morning. It is January 27th, 2018. Welcome back to the stream. My name is Jeff Fritz. I've got a special guest today. We're going to be talking about web usability with my friend. There we are. There's Sarah. Oh no! I've got the crop wrong.
Oh no!
Oh
Wait, where am
no.
I?
I know it's all cropped wrong. Oh
Oh
gosh.
no! I gotta
I
like
know
hide.
because I went and opened chat. My bad. We had this set up right initially and we were trying to do something and it just wasn't going to work right.
Hey, at least you're seeing the .NET shirt, you know?
Exactly, right?
I love this shirt, by the way. These shirts are nice and comfortable.
There
I
we
wear
go.
it all the time. It's good.
You're washing in between those, right?
Yes. I'm a mom. I do a lot of laundry. This shirt does sneak in there occasionally.
I'm going with Overwatch today, and Inetta is the hat I'm representing today. Big fan of the .NET communities. Sarah, why don't you? Oh gosh, look at that's okay. I thought I had a large mug. Dear Lord, look at the size of that thing. Okay, yeah, DevLink, that was a giant mug. Wow.
I have two of these. This was awesome conference swag back in 2010, I think.
So, for those who don't know you, why don't you give folks the quick rundown? Who is Sarah?
So who is Sarah? I'm also known as Saduki just about everywhere.
Okay.
So if you're on Twitter, if you're on LinkedIn, you can find me. Saduki is Sadukie, and it's a nickname that
It's
I
right
got back
there
in.
below.
Yeah, that's right. It's down there. So it's a nickname I got in college actually. So I've been with my husband Kevin since college,
Mm.
and or actually no, since high school. But the Saduki part was college. We were in an even group of people trying to decide where to go out to dinner, and it was a tie vote. And so my friend Pete said the Saduki counts as one vote. I was like, what did you call us? The Saduki. Saw from Sarah and Dookie from my husband Kevin used to be Dookie all the time. Well, when we got married, then I took the last name Dutkiewicz, and Dutkiewicz is a mouthful. And you try to spell that, you look at it and you're like, what the?
Not only did I say it right, did I say Dutkiewicz right, but I even
Yeah.
got it right in the
Yeah,
in
it's spelled right
in the
on there
title.
too.
Look at that. I copied and pasted, but hey,
That's awesome.
it
So
worked.
yeah, so that's where the name Saduki came from, was because we had an even number trying to decide. I think it was between Taco Bell and something else. So
In college, we lived at Taco Bell. It's so bad for you, but
it
we
is so
lived
bad.
there.
It is so bad, but the thing is, it's traditional college kid food. It's traditional LAN party food. So
It was like 75 cents for a taco. It's like, here, I've got a $5 bill. Give me six.
exactly,
Oh my
exactly.
gosh.
So I'm on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. I've been in the tech field over 20 years, running the course from tech support to IT admin to
Mm.
web developer, desktop developer, DBA reports, playing all sorts of fun things. To now independent consultant. I'm also a Microsoft MVP. Um,
Woohoo!
been an MVP since 2009. Was in C Sharp. Now
Okay.
we're Visual Studio Development Technology, something like that. Did I get it all?
Yeah. I keep calling it Visual Studio and DevTools, which is like, okay. But basically
Sometimes I just
anything,
shrink in a Visual Studio. So much easier.
yeah, right? The folks, it's funny, the folks on the Visual Studio team, they're like, what is VSDT? We know what the VS is, but what's the DT? Yeah, it's development technologies, developer tools, something like that.
Something like that.
So,
And nowadays with Visual Studio having support for all the languages, yeah, Visual Studio.
Visual Studio Code with great support for Java and Python. Oh my gosh, it's great.
Yeah.
So, we wanted to talk about web usability today,
Yes.
and viewers out there. Confession, we had a couple of planning talks about this. We wanted to lay out, where do we want to go with this? I've been doing some work on this Stream Tools project. What can we do to improve that? And Sarah actually had some great ideas. So I'm going to change the view now. I'm going to go over
Okay.
to there we are. See, now look, now this one is all messed up. I had these all fixed properly. Look at this. My apologies. Oh my gosh.
Really, guys, we did do a tech check or
We
two,
did. It
and
did
everything
work.
was working then. But today the demo gods are like, ha ha ha, and I'm like, seriously.
We will smite thee. There we go.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. All right, that's better. So, here I am in Visual Studio. I'm literally right in the middle of my followers controller. Let me jump over to GitHub just so folks know and can see where this thing is. I'm down here on my GitHub. So github.com, C# Fritz, the same as my Mixer and Twitch channels. And I'm down in Fritz Stream Tools. So this is a collection of handy tools for managing your live video stream, including the cool bar you see up at the top, the goal bar, the followers count right next to it, the viewers count after that. We have something that'll do that, but it's not quite finished. Need to get some icons in that. But Sarah, you had some ideas of ways to make this a little bit easier to use instead of just, well, here's where the URLs are.
Yeah, I mean, the URLs are helpful. And the dev side of me, I'm looking at the controller going, okay, how do you have, like, what are your endpoints and what are the variables that we're passing in? Maybe we should give people the opportunity to preview and say, okay, my goal count is this. I want to do these colors. So maybe we should do a screen. So what I'm thinking is, let me see if I can draw this on my screen in front of me. So I'm going to draw a picture and I'm going to see if I can share it and see what we can do with this.
Okay.
So I would love to show Microsoft Whiteboard, but you and I decided that it was not going to share nicely with us.
Yeah, that was why we took a little bit of time getting started here, and why you're seeing Sarah's screen. Sarah's camera was adjusted a little funny there. We were trying to get Whiteboard working, and we said, you know what, it's not, the share was erroring out for us. So we said, all right, we'll just send images back and forth through the chat. So we had to adjust Skype, and now all of a sudden all of our cameras.
Everything is off.
Yeah. Nice.
So what I'm thinking is we probably have something like a form, and I don't like using iframes, but the thing is we're dealing with previews. So I could make an exception for an iframe for something like this.
I like to think that, you know what, let's start as simple as possible, right?
Yes.
We've already got a page that does the formatting of the bar and the followers.
Yeah.
Let's just show that in the iframe. That's easy.
Exactly. All right. So let me see if this is going to work. So move my Skype window. Now, you guys will probably see me looking at the screen and making funny faces and drawing. It's because I'm working on a Lenovo Yoga, and I have Microsoft Whiteboard right in front of me. Yeah. I have a Lenovo Yoga 900 that I'm working on in front of me, and then this is my old Lenovo Yoga. And this is my Yoga 13. And yeah, I am a yoga junkie now. In terms of that. All right, so let's see if I do share a picture. I'm going to, if it doesn't do it, you know what? I'm going to cheat and use the alt print screen. Because alt print screen works too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. If I do alt print screen and can I paste it there? Oh, paste it here. Oh, well, that's not what I want. Now I got to get the Skype window off that window to share it.
So Windows also comes with those snipping tools, right? That allow you to
tools too.
Yeah, draw boxes around things and then save that out.
Yep. All right. I do like snipping tool, but I'm also lazy with alt print screen. Oh, that didn't count. That didn't crop it right, though, I don't think, did it?
No.
It did show the whole picture. Cool.
Yep, so there we go. All right, simple diagram of how we're going to improve things, right? So we're going to improve the usability of how we're going to... Oh, there went your video. Right, to give a way to kind of configure this by putting... I guess we'll have some of the different features down the side here with an iframe showing what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Now, thinking out loud, because if we're doing the goal bar is horizontal. Maybe we show the iframe kind of across the bottom, because it's a horizontal thing, and kind of show it width-wise here, and then we can have all the fields kind of up top.
Yeah, we could do it that way too.
Right, because if it's an iframe on the side, we're gonna have a lot of wasted space above and below it.
Well, I was going to say, and how long of an iframe are we doing? Yeah, that's a good point.
So in the chat room, Mike Jim W is saying iframes. Everybody loves iframes. Sounds what was it? Everybody loves Raymond, right? iframes. Everybody loves iframes. All right, so let's look at doing that.
Mhm.
Now, I have, so looking at the code here the for the goals, right? That is, I believe it's in a controller. I believe it's part of the followers controller that I have here. Yeah. So looking at the code, there's an initial goal item here that just returns the docs, and I think we're going to end up consolidating this in a little bit with where we're going with this preview.
Mhm.
So if we, and then here's the full one that has all the different options that are available. And I hate how that bleeds off this side here. I want to put some carriage returns in there so that it fits on my screen. That's better. So if I would put another one next to this. Now, do you think I should call it preview goal, or, right, if I'm going to create another action to route to this preview screen, right, it's going to return iAction result. Is it something like preview goal?
We can do preview goal.
Or, well,
Preview follow. Well, yeah, because this is right now we've just got the followers count on there. Eventually, we'll want to be able to pass in the colors and such.
Sure, but the
Yeah, there's
action to go to, right? That's right. That we want to generate the route for this, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, so your current, we're looking at your follower controller, right?
yes,
Okay.
followers controller, and then at about line 83 is where I have, right, this. This is the method that actually outputs the followers goal control up at the top.
Yeah, yeah. That's
So
what I was looking at to see.
the URL for it, maybe it's followers slash preview, or slash goal slash preview.
Well, I was gonna say, so when you hit that follower slash goal slash the route that you have above on line 82, when you hit that, that's not getting stored in a config file anywhere, is it?
That's right, it's not.
So then why do we need another endpoint? We can just tell the source of the iframe to hit this endpoint that already exists.
Absolutely. Totally agree. The URL and the page that's going to present our preview interface, right? This interface where we're going to allow you to do some test configuration.
Yeah.
This, I think, should reside at slash follower slash goal slash preview.
Yeah. Okay, I see now where you're going. Because I was going to say, for the iframe, we could just call the existing, but yeah, we need the initial view. And yeah, preview goal, follower slash goal slash preview, that should work perfectly fine.
And then I can just return a view, because we're really going to be doing just a bunch of
HTML and JavaScript.
yeah. Justin Horner says, would OneNote collaboration work as an alternative to Whiteboard? Might be worth trying a shared notebook. Oh my gosh. Great idea, Justin. Let me see if I can pop open a OneNote and share a notebook back to you quickly.
Okay. I will open up OneNote here, share it with the Sudoku at Hotmail.
Now everybody knows your email.
Oh no! Did I mention I'm Sudoku just about everywhere? I even have a blog, Sudoku.com.
Let's do this. So I'm going to add a notebook, new notebook. Yep. And we will call this. There we go.
Is it the Fritz and Friends notebook?
How'd you guess? We can't share this document because it doesn't seem to be in OneDrive. I just said create it.
The demo guys are really trying to spite us.
I just said create it.
And for who was it that was asking?
Justin Horner.
All right, so yeah, OneNote collaboration and being able to share and use it as a whiteboard. So I'll talk about that while you're trying to get that sorted out over there. So I've used OneNote for collaboration. We use it to plan a conference called Stir Trek, which is located in Columbus, Ohio. So that's how we deal with keeping track of who's doing what in terms of like volunteers, marketing, website, what needs to be done. We all have our different parts of a notebook, and we can all see that and collaborate on there, which is awesome. Sudoku at hotmail.com.
I didn't know people still had a Hotmail.
I've had Hotmail accounts for a very, very long time. Yes, I'm old.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so we use OneNote to collaborate to help for conference planning, and then I've used OneNote as a whiteboard. I was doing videos for a coding bootcamp and talking about JavaScript and what is an array and what is an index, and so I was actually drawing it out and I captured that, and I was like, this is cool. I could actually use OneNote as a whiteboard. I was
Yeah.
hoping to show the Microsoft Whiteboard preview because, well, Microsoft Whiteboard is a really cool tool, but it's that preview part that's really spiting us today.
Yeah. All right. So we've got the OneNote open. Cool. We've got
Okay.
that. And I do have an internal build of LiveShare, but I'm not allowed to share that with folks yet.
Well, and I'm not on the internal side because
I
not a
know.
cool,
I know.
not
They didn't
not
even share it
everywhere.
with MVPs yet. It's coming. So the web version of OneNote is better. I disagree. I like the desktop app version of OneNote.
I have the desktop app version. I use OneNote on my Android phone. I love the fact that it's multi-platform. It's fun.
And
Okay, so I'm gonna
yeah,
call
there you
this
go.
page. So
So
I'm gonna call this page.
I'm going to start out while you're going there. I'm going to start to create a preview goal view
Okay.
over here. So I'm going to go add new item. This is ASP.NET Core. So this project is ASP.NET Core, and we're using ASP.NET Core 2.0 with SignalR Alpha Preview 2 or something like that, I think it is. So
Nice.
I'll name that view preview goal. I'm going to get rid of this at the top and start some basic HTML. Cool stuff goes here. There we go. Much better. Now, somebody was telling me that you don't actually need head and body tags in your HTML.
You don't need head and body tags in your HTML. That sounds kind of gross,
It
but that's just me.
does. I heard that and I thought, are you kidding?
Yeah.
There's a question in the chat room. Can you support more video options in the future? Can't watch in 1080p. I'm broadcasting at 1080p. Twitch should be receiving and allowing you to change those video options. I am a Twitch affiliate, but it does depend on the availability of their transcoders. I'm not a Twitch partner. I am also simulcasting over to Mixer. So if the resolution on Twitch isn't working, you can try Mixer. Yeah, there are some folks there that are able to get it in 1080p. Try doing a refresh, see if it'll give you the option. It should be there. Like I've purposely done things to make sure that Twitch allows you to change and choose higher resolution if you'd like. So, and when I do the export later and it goes over to YouTube, that's always in 1080p. All right. So I know I'm gonna have an iframe somewhere here on page, and we'll call this let's call it widget preview, and we'll figure out where to place that. Now I'm gonna run back over to OneNote. Hey, there's a square.
There is a square. That was me drawing in the web thing, but the web thing kept showing a weird text box, so now I've switched to the desktop client again.
Aha! So who was saying they like the web version?
Yeah,
Is
that
that
doesn't always work.
yeah, Pona Gex? I'm not sure how to pronounce your handle there. Haha! And it looks like Justin's also able to watch in 1080. My
Okay,
connection is
so
just
now
bad. I have to watch everything in 480. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Magus. Magus.
there's a lot of G's there. Those two hard G's and a soft G. Magus?
Wanted lower options. Oh, you're only seeing 1080 in Twitch. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna have an iframe. I have count. And you guys get to see my horrible drawing skills, which are awesome.
I'm going to scroll over so I can see everything. Iframes. We love iframes.
We do love iframes. Okay, so why is that not refreshing?
It did.
Oh, I see the iframe, but where's the count in the preview?
It'll appear. Give it a second.
Okay. I'm gonna say that.
So
Lag
Sudoku
time.
is watching over the stream over Twitch. So there's a little bit of a delay between our recording and when it appears on Twitch.
Got it. Okay, so that's a simple thing. Just basically our view is going to have a text box And you said you want to move the iframe to the top, so let's do
Well, either the
this.
top or the bottom, right above
At the bottom.
preview. And
Yeah, we need the width. I gotcha.
yeah, and you know what? We might not even need a preview button, right? If we hook up JavaScript events, right? When some of
Yep.
these widgets, some of these configuration things change, just refresh the iframe with the new features.
The thing we got to be careful with JavaScript in terms of usability is you don't want to tie into all of the events. You want to make sure you choose the right events. So being a mom, I at one point was in a phase where I had to buy a lot of diapers, and I went to a website for Pampers to put in the rewards thing, and I would try to type the diaper code in, and I would always inevitably type a character wrong in the middle. I would try to go back and put the cursor in and erase it to change it, and every time I would put the cursor in, it kept putting the cursor back at the end of the text box. It was because they were tied into just about every JavaScript event possible.
Wow.
And I'm like, on blur,
Wow.
on focus, on click, on change. I'm like, seriously? JavaScript, all the things. So I blogged about that, like, guys, this is unacceptable. We need to fix that.
And something that I've become painfully aware of recently is that folks who are building public-facing websites, they want to use the latest web features as soon as they're available. So as soon as those features are available in Chrome, they start using them. But that inevitably creates a little bit of a separation in the web because not everybody uses Google Chrome.
No.
And if you're on your phone, and in America, huge number of folks use the iPhone. I think it's what 70% of folks use iPhone in the United States. You're blocking features from those potential users.
It's tough in the web world because you have to support multiple platforms because you don't know who your end user is necessarily going to be because it's the web. I mean, unless you're developing internal and you have the say as to which hardware they use, which browser they use, but if you're developing for the world, and you've got like the big ones, you've got your Microsoft Edge, you've got your Chrome, you've got your Firefox, but then you have things like Brave, which are coming out, that it's gaining more traction because it blocks ads already built in. There's a new version of Firefox that's doing the same thing, and then you get into the mobile. I mean, you've got mobile Safari, you've got, I think Opera's still on mobile too. There's various different mobile browsers too. God, I still remember I was doing a website for one of my employer at the time, and we also had to support Blackberries. And BlackBerry struggled with the simplest of just plain old HTML links. It's like, okay, lowest common denominator, and it doesn't even support HTML links properly. So, okay.
So Bruno is suggesting Mixer that the delay is much shorter there. Nice. And Joe Bun, hey, it's good to see you. Both Bruno and Joe Bun. Babel and polyfills help. Yes, they do. Absolutely. But folks like Twitch and Mixer don't use that in their web applications. So I've run into issues trying to edit the front page of the channel on Twitch, and because I'm not, you've seen on stream, I prefer Firefox right now. That's what I'm using right now. But if you're not using Chrome, you can't edit those panels very well. And Mixer, the side panel that you open up to manage your channel and all those things, it creates a layout nightmare if you're not in Chrome. So, all right, let's go after trying to do this layout for this little preview screen.
Yeah.
So I'm going to create an iframe across the top. How wide should we go?
I would say probably start with width 90%. And the reason why I like using percentages is that way, whatever it is, it can shrink and grow.
Okay. And then below that, right? Do I need a break or anything? I can just go directly below that, right?
Yeah, you could go below the iframe, outside that iframe tag.
Okay. And then what is it to do? Is it field set? Would a field set be good here?
Field set could be good.
Okay. And then just start with the count, right?
Yeah, label.
Just to do that, input type equals text, ID equals Yeah, account, right?
Yep, we'll toss account in there.
And then a button down at the bottom. Simple, right? Nothing to it. And I don't want to start in Docker. I want to run with my local app. So I'm going to change my debug so it sets this as the startup project. And come on. Now, we're using Visual Studio 2017, so I get to use one of my favorite features in this, and that is browser link.
Ooh.
Right? You've used browser link before, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So what I love about this is I'm gonna just grab this and move it over there, and I'll grab this and move it over here. You know what? Let's make that a little bit smaller. Make this a little bit bigger. All right, cool. So there's our very rudimentary website. What? No, check this out, right? Mixer
We can
is
set
less
a
like.
height on that too
Yeah.
if we need to.
Oh, the what? Oh my gosh, yes. All right, so that width is okay, but I want to make it. I want to shrink the
it.
height. Yeah.
Because we're not dealing with a really tall control, we can shrink it.
Let's try like 80 pixels. So if I save it over there, Firefox automatically refreshes and everything looks good.
Browser.
Let's put this just in a wrapping div so we can center everything. Right? Oh, and then I can put style up here. Oh my gosh. It's like I'm a CSS person.
It's like you know this HTML CSS stuff in your sleep.
No, not really.
Not really.
So top and bottom I want to make 10 pixels, but the sides make it auto, right? That should center. No, it doesn't center. How do I get it to center on the sides? Oh no, I don't want margin.
The shortcuts.
I want padding.
Oh well, no. So if you're trying to center objects, God, I wish the center tag didn't get deprecated. It was so much easier back then. You have to do the margins with the auto. It's whatever your margin is on one side and then auto on the other.
But it's going to be on these things that I need it to be auto.
Yeah.
Not that one. So let's make it that way around and do content star and right, and then this time I can do margin top and bottom. I don't need any more, but if I do that, no, that didn't work. That didn't do what I wanted.
PX auto.
I want.
Wait, so what are you trying to move where?
I'm trying to get everything centered.
Trying to get everything centered in the ID content?
Yes. I could do, right, if I just did this is kind of the cheap way of doing it, right? Now it's like, hey, look.
That's for the text.
Exactly.
Gross, yeah.
Right? That feels bad. I know that works, but I don't want
That's
that.
gross.
Thank you. I'm not the only one who feels that way. So,
No, and that's why I said I wish they didn't deprecate the center tag. It was so much easier than this margins game that we have to play with everything. And I don't think
right, if I did
there's
that,
flex. I haven't played with the flex stuff enough, unfortunately.
no, I haven't done enough.
No, Jeff, no. Friends don't let friends use the center tag. It got deprecated.
It's just me. All right?
It's only on your screen. It doesn't impact anybody else, right?
Exactly.
Works on my machine.
Works on my machine. Stamp.
Stamp. No, don't do it. This is where we need Balmer to be like, developers.
If we get another follower, they'll pop up there. We'll see Steve. Where is it? There we go. I need one of these.
You're using DuckDuckGo for your search engine. It's pretty cool.
DuckDuckGo, Gabe Weinberg, they're actually about a couple miles down the road from me here outside of Philadelphia. Really cool search engine. Big fan of them. All right.
Didn't realize they were local to Philly. That's
Yes.
awesome.
They are not in the valley. They're in the Delaware Valley.
There's a valley.
There is. Does content have a static width? I believe it will need that in order for the browser to calculate auto width to center. Good point. It does not have a static width. I want it to be, if I did force the width to 100%, right, it's not going to do that quite right for me here. So, right, if I did width, that's funny. Look at that. Browser link picked up how wide Firefox is. If I did that, it's a little bit better, but still.
And you do realize if you're not in Firefox, if you're in Chrome or something else, it'll still be 491 pixels.
Right.
Those are not 491 Firefox pixels.
No, Firefox pixels are slightly more expensive.
Oof. Ouch. I can't afford it anymore.
Did my network connection just kind of go?
I still hear you. I still see you.
No, so I'm actually remoted into my developer machine here, and all of a sudden, remote desktop is not responding.
Oh, RDP.
Seriously, the technical folks here are not, the technical gods here are not smiling on us today. This is ridiculous.
I'll take the blame. I think I used my karma up earlier this week. I had an online conference that I was speaking on Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, I was answering questions and causing trouble in the chat channel.
Mm.
And then I had a user group presentation Thursday, and that worked mostly well. So I think it's time for the demo gods to go, ha ha ha. You've been good all week. So I'll take the blame on this one. My fault.
All right, so Jay Rosegard is saying content margin 0 auto width 491. So if I change this to 0 auto and set the width and get rid of this one, it's a little bit better.
I would say take out that content star. I usually don't need that for the stuff that I'm doing. Okay.
I want to get rid of the frame around the iframe. Right, that's a border, so we'll say border 0. Gone. Okay. Same thing around the field set.
Field set, border 0.
I could actually do that with the iframe for now. There it goes.
Yeah.
That's not bad. So now, okay. Yeah.
I kind of like the border around the iframe to remind us it's there, not just white space.
Okay.
I think that's just me. Table layout. No. No.
Who doesn't love table layout?
Can we do a table layout with an iframe?
Oh, okay. Well, so check this out. So Joban is suggesting a display flex. So let's give his suggestion a try here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to comment out this section of CSS, right? And this is part of what I like. Why I like doing this on stream is neither one of us really knows flex, but let's give it a try. Let's see. Maybe we learn something here. So content, he's saying display, not that way. Display flex.
Mm-hmm. Line items : center and justify content center. That sounds pretty cool.
Okay.
No table layouts.
So.
Table layouts and iframes. I think GeoCities is calling me.
Oh, that's terrible.
No.
That's not. Okay, it's doing what we wanted it to do, but I'd really like a break in between these. Do I have to put a break here like that?
Put our line breaks?
Line breaks? No, it's not doing that. Do I have to do a clear on these? Star and do clear both? Nope, didn't do that either.
No, I think the display flex, because those items are, separate div.
Have to put these in separate divs? Is that what we're saying here?
So it looks, so Dunkzara says no, you can make it a column instead of a row, and then Jobun. Is it Jobun or Jobun?
I think it's. I've been saying Jobun, but I know he's in Denmark. There's Steve.
There's Steve. Thanks for the follow.
Thank you, Diego Victor Souza. Thanks for joining us here today, and it's always great to see our friend Steve. So how do we make that into a column? Do we have to put each one of these in divs? That feels kind of weird, right? If I had to do this. I don't know why I did that. If I, in Visual Studio, I can do Alt-Shift-W, and it'll automatically add divs around things.
Right.
Right?
That was Alt-Shift-W.
Yep, Alt-Shift-W on whatever it is that you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is you have highlighted is the surround with tag. So I've got my field set highlighted there, Alt-Shift-W, and it generates a tag there. I can change that to a span, right, whatever. And it'll place that. Now, adding the div didn't actually do anything for me there.
All right, so let's see with the flex blocks, how do we get the columns like that?
So if I want to align that as a column, what do we do?
Okay, it looks like there's a flex container. Ooh, I see this. So I just did a quick search in my search engine for the flex layout and columns, and it looks like it's fairly straightforward.
So in the Twitch chat room, Wampa? That's pretty cool. Back to Hoth. Flex direction column is the missing line that we're looking for.
Right, and put that in our content. Yep.
Cool. Okay.
And then do we need to justify content instead of center to flex-start?
To flex start, if I do that, what's it look like? That's the same.
And then justify, do we have justify dash content is flex dash start? What else do they have? Dash webkit dash justify dash content flex dash start. And then flex directions column, webkit flex direction. Ooh.
Maybe an item class with max width 100%.
Max width 100%.
Well, what if I take the field set and I set it to 100%? Right? Because I think that'll get us right about where we want to be. A little bit much. A little bit much. Let's give it 5 on the top. Let's give it 5 the whole way around. No, 5 on the top, 10 on the sides. What was that? 20 on the sides? Nope. Right.
So
Field set is inside content.
yeah, field set's inside content. Field set is where that count is.
Okay, it's not listening on my left-right margin. That feels weird.
Ain't that the truth, Job, on CSS's modern cryptology?
It is. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Yeah, I want... Right, so... Yeah. It's top,
Ooh.
bottom. And
Wampa
then right
says
left.
align items has an option, and so does justify content. They also have the option to stretch.
How do we do that?
Well, let's go find the align items.
Also
instead
has
of,
the value stretch.
Yeah, so
So I have
instead of
center...
change that to stretch. What does that guy do? No, align item.
Oh, align items. All right. So this
Try that one
was
first.
flex start. Oh, there. Look at that.
Nice.
So I'm feeling it.
So after
That's
this,
not bad. That's not
after
bad
this
at all.
stream, I'm gonna look into Flex. This looks really pretty sweet.
That's not bad at all. And that iframe. So let's get rid of the width on the iframe
Okay.
and let that deal with it. So I'm okay with the height. That's not bad at all. And I can make this margin 5 that way, 0 on the sides.
Mm-hmm.
Now everything kind of lines up. And okay, the preview button is a little bit wide, but that's all right. All right, cool. Thanks for the suggestion there. And I'm learning something new about Flex.
I was saying I haven't seen Flex yet, so to actually look it up and to have these guys, this is cool.
Very cool stuff. I am... All right. So we've got a simple iframe, we've got a little count. So when I click the preview button, I want to take whatever's in that count box and paint an iframe with that information. So
Right.
let's start writing some JavaScript because everybody loves JavaScript.
Yep.
All right. I should do an automatic inline. Lay that out. All right.
Yep.
And I'm going to do the old school to show just how old I am and put HTML comments around this. All right.
Whoa. That is old school.
Oh, man!
I don't feel so bad anymore. I'm not the only one.
Okay.
I,
Thanks.
all this newer technology stuff. I've been playing with JavaScript since the mid '90s, so it's funny to see all the crazy stuff.
Sure. Right.
Sorry.
It's okay. So, all right. Let me go back to the controller. So the template for the URL looks like this, and then we've got all kinds of other features, including the stuff about the colors. Let's just start with just getting the goal number.
Yes.
And the caption on there.
Yep.
Oh, there's Steve. Tending Path 253. Thank you for the follow. And good morning, Steve. Great to see you there. I actually had so I was talking to the boss yesterday about the stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Ken Who. Thank you for following us, Ken. I appreciate the follow. So and folks in the chat rooms, how do our sound levels sound? Some folks were saying that we were a little bit off the other day. Let me know in the chat room, and I'll take a look at that. Sweaty Steve on a Saturday, absolutely. Good morning, fossils. What we were seeing, so the boss was telling me, hey, that's fine. That's fun that we have Steve pop up there, but we need to figure out. We need to find Satya with an encouraging clip like that we can drop in that's fun and have as one of those alerts. Okay, sure. He's the new boss. Why not? I'm not married to any of that, but whatever. Oh gosh, Pona Gex, Pona GE. Thank you for the follow. That's great. We're almost at 600 followers. I'm going to have an announcement about our ASP.NET Core workshop within the next week. It looks like it's going to be Friday, February 9th is when I'm going to be hosting that. And some of our MVP friends, some of our Microsoft friends will be joining us. I've even got a couple folks named Scott that are going to join us for for the live stream. So that looks, I'm excited to see how this goes.
Scott's a popular name over on the Microsoft side there.
There's a lot of folks named Scott, and there's some folks named Scott that people don't know. Maybe they're joining instead.
There you go.
We'll see.
Wait, how many MVPs do we have named Scott? It could
There's
just
a
be
few.
Jeff Scott show.
Just, hey. That's enough out of you. All right. I'm going to copy this template, and I'm going to make this a template over here no, not this thing. Not that thing. Here's my view. All right. On Friday, why not on a Saturday is the question from Open Window. The reason I'm considering a Friday for a workshop like that is so that folks who want to get their coworkers to watch as well, they can kind of make it a day and all tune in together at the office. Scott and the Lesser Scots, or the not yet known Scots. We'll see. All right. So I'm going to call this URL template, and I'm just going to lay out that string. And these things that are actually going to be replaced, I'm going to leave them in curly braces so that I can do a regex to find them and replace them. Mm-hmm. And I probably want to put at the front of this the URL, right? Oh, look at this. Gosh. So if I do URL...
Sorry, I had to be said.
You have fun with that. That's great.
I do. So yeah, followers goal.
If
and
it's...
then we'll pull in the count that we put in the text box for that.
I think I went URL link. No, I don't want the route name.
No, we
Not,
just want
and
a
I don't
simple
want a
link.
page. I want. If I
So we're going to be changing the iframe to the iframe source.
Yes, that's what we're going to end up changing. You know what? It's actually just right off of slash. Why don't I just put slash? I don't need to do any decoding there.
Oh.
I could invite all current and former MVPs living within a 2-mile radius of my current guest.
Yes.
We'll just be invaded by the Central Ohio MVP crowd.
Oh, no. This is Northeast Ohio. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
I see. So we'll have Brendan. We'll have Steve Smith. We'll have a
Yeah.
couple.
Sam Nasser. And
Okay.
what's Bridges' last name? I just met another. So there's 4 Visual Studio MVPs in this area.
Okay.
Current MVPs, plus some who aren't current MVPs. But yeah, we all live in a short period. It's hysterical.
So I'm I'm going to put a test count here. I'm also going to add a goal. Let's add a goal item here. See if I can get those to appear. I want those on separate lines. That's better. And I actually I was told you could wrap the input with the label tag and it'll still work. That's kind of cool. So I'm going to just move those. And we'll work on the text box size and the... Nah, let me put... Oops. Put those back. We'll do that layout in a little bit, I guess. All right, so to get the actual bar appearing there, right, we're formatting the URL. I've got the template for it. Bruno's saying if all values go on a query string using form targeting, iframe, and method, get doing the same trick from JavaScript. I don't understand.
So I understand what Bruno's asking in terms of like, yeah, all the values are going to go in the query string because everything is get. So the method get, the HTTP method get. But I'm not sure about the using the form, targeting the iframe, and doing the same trick versus JS.
So if we wrap the entire div with an HTML form, right? If we say method equals get, and we say,
yeah, ooh, even better.
Right, and we change it and say target equals, and then what's the name of the iframe? Widget preview?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I think I need that as a name. It won't take the ID for that, will it?
And yes, Organic IT, Cleveland does rock.
Just ask Drew Carey.
Well, yes.
But don't ask that football team.
Hey, now, lifelong Browns fan here. Season ticket holder in the dog pound on my family side.
I am so sorry.
We can't help it. We need some form of entertainment. The Browns seem to be it.
I am so sorry. Now, Bruno made a great point there, and the problem that I'm going to run into is that the URL we have, we're actually capturing the goal as one of the and the caption as one of the elements in our folder structure. Mm-hmm. Now, I could monkey with that a little bit and and turn those into a complete query string and just reroute over to this one. Mm-hmm. That's not too bad. But I got to be careful that it doesn't land on my docs page.
Right. Well, if you land on your docs page, it'll appear in the iframe.
Right.
And then we'll know we'll have more URL monkeying to do.
Yeah, it's getting that format right. So it's the goal and the caption are the two pieces that I need to fill in there. So if I made my right, let's put some carriage returns in here.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm gonna evict this style up to here. iframe.
Just move it out.
Yeah. And then if I change this to, I thought it was action was, not action, not the iframe. I'm thinking of the form.
The form.
The form has
the action.
Yeah. Right. And if I point the action to /follower/goal, And then the next piece is the actual goal number. So if I just force that number in, and then some caption, test caption, just to get it to appear, it still doesn't appear. Why didn't it? Oh, because I didn't submit the form. Hey, look,
I was
I've
going to
got
say,
this.
you got to submit the form.
All right. And I've...
The spaces in the URLs.
Oh, it's wonderful. You know it's wonderful. Look, all right, fuck. %20. Look at that. It's amazing. Now I should probably force the width of that to the same width as the browser. And for right now, let's just hard code that to 450. And preview, and it still didn't. Oh, you know what? It's replacing my query string. Input type equals hidden. Name equals width. Value equals 450. And we'll figure out how to update that appropriately. That's a little bit better. It's still... Why is that so wide?
Well, you can inspect it and see. It's probably so wide because you're... Whoa.
Yeah, right? Nope, didn't do that one.
What happens if you inspect it? What's it actually doing under the covers? Inspect within the iframe.
Yeah, let's click that thing. So
Find
there's
out.
that.
There's debugging tools.
So it says it's 471 by 45. And that's the HTML element.
Yep. So is the width something on the iframe then? What's the iframe?
No? It's not some huge far out number in there. Right, so there's the inner HTML. Show me the... Right, I want to inspect that. I don't want to just see the deal there. Right, inspect element. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Why isn't it? Explore CSS grids. Yeah, okay, whatever, go by. I want to see the actual HTML.
Oh, that's going to let us go in there. Because it's on the inspector tab and not on the...
Yeah, I'm on the inspector.
Yeah, and I was wondering
X.
if overflow-x hidden would make a difference.
But I think that would need to be on...
The iframe.
Well,
Because it's the scroll bar on the iframe that's causing it. Yeah, Ward mentioned that too. Set the iframe scroll bars off is another way.
No.
Right.
That's better. All right, I can live with that. And I want to make that width just a little bit smaller. That's better. That works for me. I'm going to be picky. Cool.
Should be.
All right. I'm sorry, I got to do configure follower goal.
Of course.
Right? That looks better. And I want to make the label and the inputs here the same width. Input, label, width, 15 EM. Isn't that a thing? Is that still a thing? It didn't make the label the same width. You stink.
EMs are still a thing. Then there's REM, which is not just a music group. That'd be awesome. Not just a band though. Responsive EMs, which is weird. I'm still trying to see that one.
Is it left? Nope.
No, because you're not floating.
Oh, because yeah. And when I did display, I wanted this to be in line block. Do I want that? Now I'm just keying in stuff. There it goes.
Yeah.
10 EMs? That's better. All right, I can live with that.
Yeah, inline block.
CSS heaven.
I'm thinking Bootstrap and forms would be clear, but yeah, no, that's fine.
And I don't think I have Bootstrap in this project.
An auto submit on page load.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Oh no, there is. Well, this is only because I brought in the base application that ASP.NET gives us. So actually, I do have Bootstrap CSS there, and I could use some of those things to help align.
Yeah, let's do the functionality for a little bit. Come back and play with the styles.
Okay. So how do we auto submit on page load? Well, this actually runs on the on start here. So I could do I could do window dot get document.
Getting complicated fast seems so simple.
I know. Form, and then I could say dot submit, can I? It's not submitting. Right, what's going on?
No, because it's get elements by tag name. Elements is an array.
Oh, I gotta go after the 0th. There it is. That's better.
I say, or you just toss an ID on the form next time and do you get that thing that, so get element by ID guarantees one thing. Get elements by tag name multiple.
Yeah, I forgot there was an S in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so check this out. In the console, I've actually got Signal R trying to insert things into here. Look and see, it's actually changing changing the number that's actually configured for this. That's interesting to me that it's going and just doing that, and I feel like I want to be able to shut off Signal R inside of this. So let's just real quick kind of make the ability to turn off Signal R. I'm going to go into goal. Ugh, what is that? So somewhere down here, I want to be able to. So here's Start Hub, right? This is where it's starting the connection to Signal R.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to put some sort of an if statement in front of that to say, if you're hosted, if you're not the topmost document, don't start. Does that make sense? So how would I detect if I'm hosted in a frame or not?
Can you detect that you're hosted in a frame?
I don't. I'm blanking here.
I don't know that you can tell that you're in a frame.
Well, if you're in a
Because-
frame, you can do. Can't you do window.parent?
Window.parent, though, be able to tell you anything about being in an iframe.
Right. If I said window.parent, not Windows. So it shows me the same window.self.
Window.self not equal to window.top. I think Joe Bon's on to something there.
Okay. If window.self, window.top.
And I gotta agree with Ward with the adding jQuery and
Adding jQuery. What?
for the preview screen with the ID selector rather than the document that get elements by tag name or get element by ID. Yeah.
Oh.
Where's
Topmost window enabling signal. There we go. Oh my gosh. Fingers. Else. Right?
Fingers are just like, no.
Okay. Hosted in a frame. and disabling signaler. There we go, disabling signaler. Nice. So it did bring down and it has my default value there. That's fine. All right. So now we know, right? One of our friends added the ability to say, here's the current value.
Yep.
So that was, right? So current equals test count. Right, and that was this bit right here. So let me actually name that test count also. That way I can just iterate through, grab these things, and replace, have the same name in both locations. And just,
Nice.
oh, you found this element with this ID, replace it down here. Right? And actually, if I type in, if I make this 500, yeah, see, it didn't, I bet you it's because I made this an ID instead of a name. Right?
I'd say it's probably running out. It probably needs name. Which keeping an ID and having a name, that way you never know which tools need ID, which need name. You have both there.
So it's not actually saving that. It's not actually pushing. Let's take a look at the network tab here.
Yep.
Connect. Preview. Whoa.
Lots of stuff.
Post, abort transport. Wow. Okay, browser link signal. No.
Oh.
I don't see it there.
I don't. No.
Oh wait, is that one it?
What do we sub? Where's the action again? Going back to the followers.
There, action /follower/goal. Yeah, /follower/goal /100, and then goal. Yeah, so it put that in there, and test count, and equals. So test count, it didn't grab anything. Okay, there's nothing there, and width equals 440. But the goal, it doesn't know how to paste that into here yet. We're gonna need to fix that. But test count, that's the one I can.
That's because test count is empty. We don't have anything in the test count input up there. Something there.
Oh, wait a sec. Hang on. Look at the network requests. Yeah. So it's actually current is the name of it. And I actually need to make this, if we're pasting in that same value, I'm going to need it like that, which means this.
Current, and then current.
And actually, let's get rid of it. So now if I make this, current is, yeah, fine, 599.
Current is current.
Now it works. Okay. All right, we're moving in the right direction. Document get element by source. So where Jobun is going, and that's not too bad, is generate the URL and instead of doing a form, and that's where I was initially thinking of going. Actually, is just building that URL and sticking
just
it in
there. Just set the source. Keep it simple.
I think I'm going to go that way. That way I can just write a loop with some regular expressions to just say replace these values with the values inside that control. So that's fine. So I will say current equals current, and I'm also going to force, at some point I need to force the width here. Yeah, see, and that didn't come up because it's doing this post and it doesn't actually have anything yet. Let's come back to that.
Okay.
Because I feel like there's some sensible defaults we can do here, and instead of document get elements by tag name form, well, there is no form now, so that should have errored out, right?
So take that out, yeah.
Yeah. But what Jobun was saying, document get elements by tag name, and then my iframe is actually I can actually get that thing. Get.
Well, when we click the button, it's going to need to set that source.
Exactly. Dot src equals, and then I can kind of force in this. All right. Um, initial goal, let's say 1,000. Caption, fix CSS properly.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just looking at, so that's SignalR is able to take the name and then put it in like what you have. That's a SignalR thing?
Good question. So what I have SignalR doing as part of this, if we take a look at the goal CSHTML,
Yeah.
what it's doing, right, there's this hub connection that I create. It's listening for the event on follower count updated. When that is raised by my Twitch service, by my little piece of code that's listening for Twitch events, it actually passes down this function call all the way down to all the browsers that are listening. And then I do get elements by class name, and then I go reset the numbers appropriately based on what's been passed in from that SignalR call on the server side. So yes, SignalR is doing that number replace. It's just a little bit more complex than that.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just a listener, and it's that abstracted listener that we have.
It's really cool to see.
Yeah, right. It feels simple to do, right? All right, so I'm actually going to. So I've got an initial there, but I want to say like document get element by
So
ID.
this function here, when is it triggered? Is it only when the page loads, or like when we click preview, does it also call that then?
So this function, right? It's that inline automatically executed function, right? Initially
Right.
executed function because it's got the
Okay.
thing there. I'm actually gonna set up a on-click event handler right here
Okay.
for that button, right?
There we go.
There's- Right, and then I can do this. Right? Do I have that right?
Yep. It looks. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. That's something with browser link. Right, and then if I just do console log, right now I've got the button press captured. There it is. Cool. But I actually want to change and set that URL. So,
Well, the thing is, we could probably do a check to see if goal or test count is empty. Use the one that we have up there. Otherwise, use the
Have some-
URL that we have with the values that we have in there.
exactly. I think you're right there. So, so we need some sort of concept of default values, right? We could even. Let me come back to that.
Okay.
Right, I feel like we can. Let's just get the window painted first, right? Let's just iterate over it and make something happen. So I can do. I don't have a caption yet. That's okay, but I have current, and I have goal, and I have width. Yeah, there's width.
Yeah, you have width and current there.
Let's
Goal
change.
and test count.
Let's change this to ID and get rid of these names because I don't need the names anymore. All right. So now I should be able to do, right, inside here, document get elements by tag name input. Right now I've got the collection of all the input tags which have all those different features.
Wait. Why are you doing that? They all have IDs. Can't we just refer to them as their IDs rather than getting them and looping them?
So if I loop over them, I can loop over and just do a regex based on their ID and find and replace in the template.
Okay. Sounds like it's overcomplicating, but let's see where this goes.
So my thinking...
I love me some regex. I learned regex with Perl, but there's usually a time and a place.
Everybody loves Perl.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if I do for, I'm going to do var I equals 0, I less than input tags dot length, right? I plus plus, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to end up having a output URL equals URL template. Perl was really useful for what it was made for. Yeah. Perl template
Way
is
back.
begging for ESX template literals. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I really like that. Oh my gosh. Let's do that.
Let's do it.
Right? Then I really don't have to do a loop and regexes and all that stuff.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're overcomplicating it, and that's what we developers like to do. But
Absolutely, we love doing that.
I love overcomplication, but that's when I step in and go, time out. Overcomplication is not sensible.
No.
Come on, guys.
So backticks, and then I can do dollar, right? And this would be document, get element, by ID, caption, no, value, right? Because it's an input tag, right?
It is an input. You want the value.
And actually, I don't have a caption yet. I need a caption.
Well, let's add caption in.
That's easy to do.
It's a copy, paste, and change the ID and change the label.
Copy, paste, inheritance.
Yes.
All right, so goal then is...
Again, copy
then
paste.
Right? Mm-hmm. Same thing with current. Put a dollar on this one. That.
Current, yep.
Width. So now, this is a test. 500. Yeah, sure. 450. Oh, not quite there. All right. Oh, I didn't set. I'm sorry.
Did you set the source?
Didn't set the source.
Gotta set the source.
This is a test. Goal is 500. 450. Go. Yes! It's like we planned it.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of doing this with regex. Love them, but not here. Fair enough. All right. So that seems easy. Yeah, right. Can't you do these as separate lines too? Is it gonna get grouchy at me if I do this? Just to make it...
Putting line breaks in there.
Yeah, just to make it clearer where each one of these things is.
Don't know if JavaScript's going to be happy with us with that.
Sudoku says so. Goal. There we go. Whatever. Cool. All right. That worked.
Awesome.
So now we can start to do some other cool things, right? So what were the other features that we have that we can light up in this now? Not just goal and width. And width, I still want to figure out. I want to figure out the width of the frame and make it like that width minus 20 or something, right? How wide is the frame? Not the HTML.
No, the iframe.
Yeah.
Go back up to the style tag.
There it is. Now, what's the property I use to get the actual, that 470? That's the width of it. That is, it's not on the box model here. It's computed now.
Yeah, it is computed. And if we say width 100%.
No, so that the width here that's being passed in is a width in pixels to make this bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Um, yeah, where do I get that from? It's like, mm,
You want the current browser's width? No, the
I want
current,
the current iframes width.
is that the, I would say, is that the window down here? Wait, which perspective are we looking at? Yeah.
Let's do this. And if I... Oh, no. It's widget previews.
Widget preview, yeah.
Yeah. Is it... It's either... Oh, now here it is. All the different widths. If I
Mm-hmm.
say client width, and I just use that value. But I want to take like the client width minus 20. Right. Actually,
Let's see what that looks like.
Yeah. So test, some number, some other number. Almost.
Almost.
Test. Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
All right.
much better.
So now I don't need to have that width thing over here. All right. So we've got a little bit of a configurator doodad here. I feel like I also want to output that resultant URL
Mm-hmm.
below the preview button.
Yep. You could just put a control under there to hold it. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Let's make it look like a... Oh, wait. Yeah, let's make it look like a link.
Could just make it a link.
Oh, there you go thinking again.
Copy and paste the link so that they can use it elsewhere? Nah.
Come on now.
Who would want to use a link?
Oh, I tell you. So get element by ID, and it was that. Dot text, right? Text content equals. Yeah. So test. 1, 2, 3. That's not bad.
No.
Um,
Store
oh.
the test values in local storage so they survive a refresh. That's what Jobon is saying.
That's not bad. Sure. I've got these extra spaces here because of the carriage returns. Right, because if I...
Yeah. That happens.
Yeah, because I made it readable. Rats.
Readability versus usability?
I know.
I know.
Fine.
We have to.
I know, right?
Out. And Jobon saying local storage set item, get item.
Yeah. Yep. So test 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, preview. Now it looks. Actually, I don't have it wired up to go anywhere, so you won't actually break it. So that's not bad. So we would want to do that on load.
Mm-hmm.
Let's create. Let's hoist down here. Hoist? Is that the right word?
Hoist.
Hoist. So, right, I'm going to load the values into those different properties. And I'll use the local storage get item, set item. So I would say, what is it? The caption? Caption is, right? Document, get element by ID. And then it's going to be caption dot value equals local storage, not local host.
Yeah, Open Window 05 makes a good point that if you really wanted to make your URL readable, just use the good old string concatenation.
Let me get back to that. That's a good idea. So I could start with this, and then do Earl template plus equals backtick. Earl templates plus equals. Yep. That's easy.
Oh.
It's like we planned it that way. Backtick. All right. Earl template plus equals.
Backtick.
Ah! Too many. And cool. All right. That's much more readable. Thank you. Works for me. And looks like it works. Test, this, that, preview. All right, good. Now, on load, I'll start loading these, and I also want to have a similar set on these. And if they're going to be the same name, here's where I think I can do a for loop to do this simple left-right and get rid of a bunch of this. What do you think?
You're determined to get a for loop in there.
Absolutely. I love for loops. And actually, I could probably do it with a reduce, too, couldn't I?
Probably could.
All right, let's do elements equals, here we go, document get element by tag name, and then I'll get the inputs. I equals 0, and I could do this with a for on that, couldn't I? For in, right? What's the syntax for that? It's for, is there a for each in JavaScript, or do I have that wrong? No. No, it's for var in, isn't it?
It's for var in, if I remember right. For each in JavaScript, I believe, is another for in, similar to its compadre over in Java land.
Java
Oh,
land.
there is a for. Yeah, just use.
All right, then I will call this then el dot. It's the ID. Frisbees, thanks for the follow. And good morning, Steve. We always enjoy seeing you here with us. So now that should load from those, and I want to do the exact same thing to save those values. And I'm just going to put it over here. And just turn around this. Get rid of that. And I'm going to do set item, right? And the value is going to be el dot value. And it should save it. Save values. All right, let's see if this thing works, right? Sudoku was right. Goal 500. Test count 450. Preview. Uh-oh. No response from frame.
Frame, killed, dead, console.
Oh, wait. Here we go. Type error. Local storage get item is null. Well, yeah, I know. That's okay.
Should we store something in there? Check to see if something is stored.
Oh, 4 is the index. So the EL will be... No, it says EL is a string. All right. What? What am I blanking on here?
JavaScript for in.
So yeah, it's returning the 0 with item. All right, so I need to say then. I need to say elements el dot id like that. So it's still saying get item is null, which is fine. So if that is, then we want to get like that, right? That. No response from widget preview. That's interesting. Now I'm not getting the preview loading. And it's also throwing a 0 in these.
I was going to say, what is it sending in? Sunshine widget preview, HTTP localhost, browser link.
Let me get rid of this. No response from the frame. Uh-oh. Let's do this. Console log Earl template. Just give me that value. Let's see what it looks like for logging. I know, we broke it. We're bad.
And I'm just like, do we really need the 4?
Here we go. Look at this. Document get element by ID is null. Preview 91. So it is. All right, let's do this. I'm going to comment that out for now. Okay. This it doesn't like.
It's in the for loop.
Yeah. Let's take a look at what that is.
I mean, do we need to check first to see if there's anything in local storage?
Well, I thought I had that covered because I'm doing a concatenation here. Right? That should handle, if this is null, right, it should give me that other value. So caption, goal, current, ooh, there, look at that, undefined. That's interesting. I mean, I bet it's hanging on that one. So if we say,
a little bit.
if not EL, continue. Nope, it still hits this. Where's it getting these other inputs? Right, if, I just want to say if EL. Right, because that'll JavaScript evaluate to true, and I'm still getting the undefined.
For var of elements?
For var I in elements gives index. Right. You can break on error. Yeah, where is that?
Wait. Jovan says there's an in and an of.
Oh. So if we do that, then we'll get the value of it, and we won't have to go trolling through this. Right, because I'll have the actual elements then.
Right.
So, all right, so if I then say just ELID, there we go. Now I get just those 3, and it loaded properly. So if we get rid of that, I don't need to do get element by ID. I can just say el.value and change this to just ELID. That worked. Look at that, no error. Cool. I mean, stupid, but cool. That's right. Okay. So now if I refresh the page, now it didn't load. Oh. I need to recalculate and rebuild this, right? Because I'm doing, yeah. let's change this. Stop being crazy about this. Load preview. And then we can change this to say on click equals load preview.
Yep.
And then instead of doing this thing, okay, so Sudoku was right. 6, 3, 4, ooh, sure. Preview. So there's that, and it should have saved that into local storage. If I refresh, it's still loading the wrong one. It's, oh, I forgot to uncomment save values. My bad. All right. Oh, wait. Save values is...
Save values written.
This should be of. All right, here we go. Sudoku was right. Goal, this, that. Right, now it should have saved it, so if I refresh, it didn't grab the caption. But we got the other values. Interesting. Save values commented out. Yeah. So why am I losing the string? It's converting it to a integer. Isn't that interesting?
JavaScript. Don't do that.
I know, right? What are you doing?
What? Was it stored in memory as a integer?
Oh, you know what? I bet you that is what's doing it.
Wait. Are you? Yeah.
Right, if I get rid of this on the onload.
Or are you storing the ID for the value? What's your save?
No, so I'm getting it, and then when I set it, the key is the ID, and then I'm passing back the value, which should be.
What's your save? Set item.
Why wouldn't it let me set a breakpoint?
ID value.
Right, I should be able to right-click and set a breakpoint. Firefox. Right? I mean, what am I doing wrong? You can view local storage values in DevTools. I thought I could. Memory, there we go.
Yeah. I don't know why you can't set the breakpoint there.
Local storage. So the caption it stored was wrong. Ooh, what did I do? Not session.
Yeah, that caption isn't correct.
Yeah, so it didn't save it right.
And why is it not letting us set a breakpoint on 105 there?
Right.
I mean, if it's not going to let us set a breakpoint, just console.log what we're writing out.
That's what I'm thinking.
When debugging tools get stubborn, we have to use other options. I still remember doing JavaScript without debugging tools and having a lot of alerts. So this console stuff's actually pretty nice.
Yeah. All right, ELID.
Yeah.
And we're going to put it into el.value. Quotes. No. There, that, go. Oops.
Because why would it be getting 0?
All right. Okay. Now, console. Saving value caption Sudoku was right. Okay. But if I go over to storage and I look at local storage, now it's there. So if I refresh the page, now it works. If I clear local storage, right? Isn't there a way? Delete all. There we go. And I reload. Comes up with nothing. So if there is nothing, it had to be in how I was doing the load and right.
Right. Yeah, I'm with Federico on that. God, the firebug thing was awesome.
Oh, Firebug. Welcome the holy condom of truth. That's
Holy God.
okay.
Oh.
Thanks for joining us. That's a thing. Okay. So I want to say, if there is a value, output it.
Yeah, Job on the get item or default value.
Right, if I do that, so I don't get an error now. And look at that. Oh, it saves immediately because I'm calling the same load preview here. That's okay. And then I can actually set default values up here.
Yep.
Configure me. 100 and the current value 90. Okay, and then if I start changing these and I write and this and that.
Yep.
So now it's saved it, and if I refresh, I get those values. Fantastic.
Job on was right. Yep.
Cool. That works for me, and then I've got, here's the actual format of this. So I could say something like, right, if I do a label here. Here is your URL. That's not bad.
Yep. The question though is, do we need a label there, or can we just use a simple p tag? That's a different story.
Sure, let's do that. And let's move the end to here. That's not bad.
And the only reason why I mentioned the label versus p tag thing is I tend to use labels when I'm dealing with HTML forms and form elements. But if we're outside the form at that point, we're just regular HTML content, p tags make a little more sense.
It didn't fit, and now I've got the wrap. That's all right. Cool. All right. Ship it.
Ship it. Works on your machine. Must
Works
be
on
good.
my machine. Absolutely. It compiled.
It compiled.
And actually, we're right about the end of the time that I have today. So the one thing that we were kind of looking at was, if you go to the front, I still have this today's stream widget that I just haven't finished yet. I feel like I want to move some of these things around. We were talking about possibly putting some links or something on the front page to make the front, when you just go to the base of this, a place to jump off from, and that this widget should be a little bit more...
Make it as just another widget. So your homepage, a list of the different widgets that are available.
Yeah. All right, so this is actually, it's a Razor page under index. So I'm going to rename that. Where's rename? Where?
Rename.
There's no rename. Oh, wait, I'm
Should be
running.
rename. I was going to say, you debugging. Stop the debugger.
My bad.
Common developer problem we run into.
What do you mean? I just want to...
I just want to rename it. Let me do it. Oh, yeah, debugging.
So this is the rundown, so I'll just rename it there.
Call it the rundown.
And it still is referencing index model, which is here. So I should be able to use my F2 refactoring, and I'll call this rundown model, which sounds like a homeless person who's working Fashion Week.
This is the rundown model. But if you want a brand new model, we have this one here.
This one's a Yugo. All right.
Ouch.
Now I can create a
Index.
real index page, right? So I'll add another Razor page, and this will look at that fancy UI. It's like we made it that way. I don't need a page model because this is just an HTML page, and actually I could do this as just an HTML page, couldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do that so we don't confuse source control any further than it already is. HTML page, and if I make this index, wow, fancy.
Yeah.
All right, stream tools for streamers from streamers. Cool.
Yep.
All right.
Followers, you've got your rundown.
Yeah. So I've got let's do a definition list because I like definition lists. Follower goal.
Yeah.
A bar that fills as you get more followers. And then I feel like, how should I list the links to the documentation and the configure? Should I just do just list them here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unordered
So-
list.
Followers, was it goal/preview? Was that what it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that,
Configuration,
Yeah.
and then followers, goal, docs.
Mhm.
So I should be able just rerun that thing. Ooh, get item star default. Oh, with the double pipe. That's what I want to do. Hey, why didn't my page load?
did you stop the debugger and then have to restart the debugger?
Well, I did. Let's look at my startup here. Yep, use static files. If I go to index.html, doesn't it go to that? Okay. That works.
Mm-hmm.
That works. But the default page, why am I not getting the default page? It's because I'm not using use default files here, I bet.
Probably not.
App use default files.
Yep. You have to stop the debugger kind of deal.
Yeah. I can close that one. Works on my machine. Now, why am I not getting index.html? Where is it?
Where did you put your index HTML?
I put the index.
Oh, yeah. Use default needs to go before use static.
Do I have that order wrong? Rats.
Maybe.
So I'll just alt up and get that to flip positions.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Now it
I love
works.
the keyboard shortcuts in Visual Studio. It makes life so much easier.
So many of them. It's awesome.
Yes.
All right. So, oh, and I've still got the fake one out here. The fake doodad. Yeah, if I went over to configuration, this will just work. And if I actually go to it,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's right. I don't make that clickable. It just looks clickable. Oh, rats.
That's
Maybe
it.
I should make it clickable.
Make it clickable. Why isn't it clickable? What are you doing with it now?
I just made it go have a target of hashtag.
No.
I know I made it difficult. I'm sorry.
Overcomplicating and no, don't do that.
All right, all right, all right. So let's do that. And this should be href.
Yep.
Now, I'm forcing the count in there as part of this. I feel like I need to replace the current value there and get that out.
Do you want to target equals blank, have it open in a new tab, or target equals, is it underscore new? And yeah, I'm with Ward on the let's put the things in the unordered list for the links to configuration and docs. Because it's easier to see the unordered list rather than having them at the end of the description like that.
On the index.
On your, on your index.
So do that.
Yeah. Underscore blank. Yeah.
Make that an li. Alt-Shift-W, li. So now on the front page, refresh. That's better. So what I think I want to do with this, to make the current only appear, yeah, let's do this. Pull out the current and only add it for the preview. But don't include it. Right, and like that. Cool. So it opens up and it actually gives me the value. And if, so here's the thing, right? We wrote this fake service out here, something to mimic Twitch and Mixer. This should actually update and we should see these numbers. See, there it goes. It's changing because the fake number is going and recalculating. Imagine what this tool will be like after 100 more streams. I know! All right. Well, that's kind of actually the point there, Joban, is we're going to slowly add more features, and it's going to be better and better and better. Let's do a quick format, get things lined up a little bit nicer. All right. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I feel like I need a back to homepage link on this. Do I just put it underneath the header? Like,
or just up top, just home.
Like that?
Yep, go back to slash, yep.
I need it on the on the docs page also. But
Word says product ready for market.
absolutely. MVP done. Alright, so that's
Oh no, viewer count prediction using quantum compute from Azure.
that's a great idea. So actually, okay, so a little peek at what I'm thinking about here. So we're slowly adding additional tools to format and place things here on the stream. So what I'm looking at is I'm actually starting talks with some of the folks who do work in Azure Cognitive Services. And we've had a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of an annoyance with how Nightbot interacts with folks in the Twitch chat room, and Nightbot doesn't hook up to Mixer at all. So I was talking to those folks, and I said, wouldn't it be great if we could use Azure Cognitive Services to do chat room moderation, and also allow folks in both chat rooms to be able to ask, heck, let's call it Fritzbot, hey, what's Jeff working on? Hey, what's this? What's that? What's the plugin Jeff uses for GitHub, for Git commits in PowerShell, and get some of that information answered directly in the chat room. Nightbot does some of those things, but it's really a regex match where we could use Cognitive Services and do some natural language detection. That might be cool. And Meat Popsicle, I agree. Slow progress is still progress. So, and hey, we crossed 600 followers today. That's pretty cool. I'm glad to see that.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. I think you're right. Let's ship it. This is stream tools for streamers from streamers. And I've got simple back and forth for at least the follower goal information. Doing some of these other ones are going to take just a little. So you've seen, and we talked about this in kind of our setup on this. I don't for the followers count.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So for the followers count, I don't have a way to configure this. It doesn't actually take in any information. And it's going to be a little bit further to do formatting on this because it's really just CSS on this tag here. So I think we're going to have to save that and really build this out another time. But this was a big help, trying to figure out here's what we want to do with configuration and making it easy to do these things. And we still have the ability to say, you know what, we want to drop in the ability to set these colors as a configuration option. And those widgets for colors are a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, I mean, there are different tools you could use for that. There are color pickers and other things. You can put type equals color, but it's not supported by all the browsers. There are options. That sounds like a whole different stream topic.
Oh my gosh, yes. And there's a type equals color? Hang on.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Let me see that.
No. HTML5.
Really?
Yeah, input type equals color.
All right, hang on. I just
let me double check. So do you know caniuse.com?
Yes.
So let me double check and see where color pickers are nowadays. When it first came out, it was not completely supported. Color input type. So if you do a search on caniuse.com for color, yeah. Looks like IE is no, iOS Safari and Opera Mini are but everybody else.
Really?
Yes.
Red. Okay, go. It doesn't know what to do with that yet. Hang on. Okay, so I've got what did it do with that? Right, and now because I wrote a for loop, that's right, I wrote a for loop.
Your for loop.
It may have actually just grabbed that. Oh no, I didn't see. If I had written a for loop, it would have grabbed it and dropped it in there. Now I have to write an actual URL template equals blah 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 blah. But oh my gosh, I could just add that in really quickly. BG colors equals. Right, and that was, I forget who wrote the colors for this. I forget which one of our viewers wrote the colors piece to this. Was that you, Bruno, that wrote that? I can't remember. So this was BG colors, document, get element. Yeah. BG color. This is awesome. Oh my gosh. This is going to be so cool. If it actually works. Preview. Well, actually, look at the for loop. It saved that color. But why didn't it?
And you can specify multiple colors from what I remember from the URL. So you may want eventually multiple color pickers.
The color what is also animated would be magic. Ooh. I would love to contribute to that bot, Justin, saying, oh, yeah, I think it's a great idea. So the ASP.NET Core Workshop, we're looking at the end of the second week of February. We're looking at either the 9th or the 10th, and I'm leaning towards the 9th. It's the same red color. All right, fine, we'll change that. We'll make it blue, because I like blue. Preview. And it's not... Right, so it's saying width equals 431 in BG colors. So if I navigate to that, it's not actually taking my BG color there.
Saving color, BG color. So it's saving the value. It's just not displaying it in the URL template or in the preview like that.
Right.
So are you, wait, where do you set that? Yeah, look at the network requests. Because in the console, you can see from the saving that we're saving the value. Are we putting that in the URL somewhere?
It's, oop, there goes DuckDuckGo. If I go over to the network,
Yeah.
it is this one.
BG colors, and does
BG color equals. Actually, I think the BG colors needs to be a.
Does it need to be the string?
Yeah,
The
I think I need
names?
to. I think I need to actually wrap it like that. So, oh, we're getting somewhere now. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so close. So it is passing that color through, but BG Colors right now has.
Yeah, need the and separators.
Oh, it's in there. It's in there.
Mm.
Right? With 431 and BG Colors equals. I think I need the BG blend to let it know. Right, so right now.
Why does BG colors equals have double quotes in there like that?
Because I wanted to.
Oh, okay. You want to treat it as a string.
Yeah, I wanted to see it as a string. So if I do that. Oops, wrong one. Wrong one. If I do this, and instead if I just make this the value 1, and it should be, oops, BG blend. That's not how you spell blend. It still didn't work. What did I do? Look at network need and separate need. Yep. We got that. BG
Do we
colors.
have to specify multiple colors?
No, you should be able to say just one and get it to. So it does this gradient function, which is down here, which takes these arrays.
Mm-hmm. And I see that there's a color and a blend, a color and a blend.
Right, and it returns that as a string, and that goes into the gradient view bag, which comes out. It's so close. I can feel it. This one. Follower bar, and then fill linear gradient, and there. So it's to right view bag gradient, and that's how it formats it. So it's right here, to gradient.
Mm-hmm.
And, ooh, that's not right. I've got hash 27 in there. So, that's not going to work. Let me put a breakpoint right there, because I do have it attached. If I do refresh, there we go. So back colors comes out as a string with one entry. Oh, and it doesn't have anything in it. Back blend is coming out with, okay. So it's not, so back colors is coming out empty for some reason. It's not picking that up at all.
Okay.
Right? Because there's a way to actually pass these in and deal with it. So let me go up to here. Let's look at that one. Yeah, go ahead, finish. Reload. All right. So BG colors coming in. For some reason, it thinks is empty. But, I mean, it's clearly on the query string.
Well, no, they're right. Jobon made a good point. I don't think we're handling that part of the query string in the controller, are we?
It's right here. String BG colors.
String BG colors, but where is it getting the BG colors from?
So that should be coming in on the query string, right? So goal is being passed in on the route here. Caption is being passed in. Width is coming in on the query string also. Is the hash making the browser think it's the start of a fragment? Oh. Should that be
URL encoded?
Just to try something, let's just key in the word red. So now BG colors, you're right. And it's actually seeing my single quotes around it also. So now if I let that go, input string was not in the correct format. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's trying to parse, yeah, with the single quotes around it. All right, that's fine. I broke it. I know. Feels bad, man.
So we have to change the pound to %23.
Is it %23? Is that it?
Think.
Let me get rid of the single quotes. Oops. Get rid of that one and that one. And I could do dot. Is it? Can I do a replace? No, I have to wrap string replace, right? Isn't that? Yeah. Search value. I'm gonna search for hash. And wait, what? Replaces text in a string using a regular expression. A string to search for. No, I have to put a dot. This comes off of. I'm getting confused. Right, it's dot replace here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you do the encode URI string or escape?
Oh yeah. That's even better. Right, is it URI? Encode URI?
Mm-hmm.
There it is. That's not gonna work. So refresh this page. Oh, I'm stuck on my breakpoint. But actually, do I have BG colors? No. Okay, that's...
I didn't encode it.
Okay, so if I go to that... All right. So BG colors, it only sees the one value. Yeah. Ugh. Oh man, it's so close. I can feel it. All right, put that break there. This over here, refresh. So BG colors is right now coming through as null. That feels
Right.
bad.
Oh, Jobon. Yeah, encode URI is probably not going to encode the pound sign.
Escape actually. So let's...
Sneaky, but what does escape do with it? Will escape actually do /pound where we need it URL encoded, or will escape format it for the URL?
It worked!
Nice.
Right, so... Yeah.
Now you have a color picker.
Now there's a color picker for only one color. But do you really need more than one color?
It's gradients. You need is all the colors.
We need all the colors and set how wide they are and how they blend.
Yes. Will it blend?
Oh my gosh. Yes, we need our own blender.
Blend tag.
And then I can click that, and then I've got it looking exactly the way I want, so I can drop it into my configuration.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we wanted to end at noon Eastern time here. So do we want to push a little bit further into this, or do we want to call it there and let some of our friends take a look at putting together a pull request to add the gradient capability?
I'm fine either way. My husband has the kids. They're not here yet.
Okay.
They're shopping for a play date for this afternoon, so we have a little bit more time here.
Okay.
Before the 3-year-old and 5-year-old invade.
So I'm going to call this then BG Color 1. And I'm going to copy and paste this.
Chillaxit says, "Hey man, how's it going?"
Good morning. We're doing all right. We're making stuff happen. Middle color, right? I think we've gotten a nice little configurator to start. So 1, 2, 3, and then, gosh, this is going to be so simple looking. It's going to be like, really? That's what Fritz did?
Hi, Chillaxit.
Hey there. All right. So if I can just copy and paste this. Copy and paste. Why won't it copy? Right, so why won't it copy and paste? Am I at a breakpoint?
You're debugging.
I know. But I'm in HTML. It's okay.
I don't know why your copy paste isn't working, honestly.
It won't let me copy paste. Okay, that feels bad. Yeah, look at that. Now it's kind of... All right, hang
Color
on.
right color.
So this... It's not letting me control V. Are you kidding?
Demo gods. Strike again. Oh, on your BG colors, you're going to actually need to probably build that. You could...
Yeah, I was going to build that, not replicate that part of it, but Visual Studio is suddenly like... It's flaking out on me here. Preview goal. Down here. This. There it goes. So I've got the first one, and then instead of doing and BG colors, get rid of that and put a comma. This one is BG color 1, this one is BG color 2, this one is BG color 3, and this one I want a comma. And if I do it like that, try this again.
Take your BG colors off. Yep.
And configuration.
So now they're forced to 3 colors.
They're forced to 3 colors, and it's all black to start, but I don't want all black. I want to start with red. I want yellow. And then this green. Preview. Yes! It's like we planned it that way. Or I don't like that. I want purple. And let's make this pink. Go.
Wow. We're developers, we're not designers. We put colors together that don't belong together.
Yeah. Chillaxer says, a few years ago watching videos on Pluralsight, now I'm working full-time dev. Just wanted to say thank you for all you do for the community. Very cool. Sarah, do you have videos on Pluralsight?
No,
oh, so it's
not
mine.
yet.
Oh my
Those
gosh.
are yours. Those are all yours.
Thank you, Chillaxer. I really appreciate the comment there. Wow, chills. That kind of feedback is tremendously valuable to me. I really appreciate that. Federico Dynamite says, the far right of the bar stayed gray. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
It did, because we didn't meet the goal, right? If this was 300, right, it's empty, right? So if it was full, right, it fills all the way.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe
if
I
your
should...
test count is 456, it'll go... Yeah, I was going to show it. There you go.
So do I need an empty color for the bar? Right? I mean, if I take a look over here, here's the follower goal. The background is an empty background color here that's coming out of my configuration. Where is empty background? So it's just passing that straight through as configuration.
Mm-hmm.
So we could let you pass in the background color if you wanted to, the empty background color, right?
Yep.
All right, I feel like getting crazy, if that's okay. Is that all right?
We've been going crazy already. I mean, come on, we've got type equals color in it.
I know. It's like we planned it that way. All right, so I could say, where is it getting the configuration? Stream service, current follower count. Oh, you know what? I'm actually injecting the config options for follower goal configuration here. Let's move that. If I take this, right, so that's my configuration. Instead of injecting it directly into the route, oh, I have it here. Am I storing it somewhere? Cool. So I can actually instead say viewbag dot configuration equals configuration, and that is my follower goal configuration. Now, I always run over. I do, and don't tell the wife. I do it a lot. So if I say configuration, there's empty background color. I can say, ooh, this should probably be empty BG color, shouldn't it? Equals, and if I make this empty, if I say equals empty BG color, or string is null or empty, empty BG color, then don't do anything with it. Make it the same thing, right? Ah, what did I do? I did a window key.
Oh no, not the Windows key.
I know. It like moved things. All right. Where was I? Here. This? Yeah. Otherwise, empty BG color. So now it should pick that up and pass it through, but view bag configuration now is where my configuration is instead of this inject. So I can get rid of that and just set this to view bag configuration. Oh my gosh, this would be so cool if it worked. Except I stopped. All right, I'm tired of that kind of stopping on me. So I've actually installed the Watcher tool for this. So let's go grab that. I've already got it. What am I saying? .NET watch run. So now it'll run it, and every time I change a file, it'll restart it.
Nice.
But I won't have browser link running. That's okay. Come on, load. Okay. So I should be able, I got to add that right to the preview. Add an empty. So let's say empty color. Empty BG color. And what was
BG color 0.
Really? No. And then replace this, right, with one of these. And then I'm going to need to do the escape because it's going to have the hash. Get element. Yep, by ID. And then it was empty BG color value. Did I really break it?
That's what we do.
Uh-oh. Console? Missing parenthesis after argument list. Oh! There. Okay. So now I should be able to change... let's back this off to 350. Preview. Cool! So... that doesn't really... I need to set the empty font color now. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see it. But I could do stuff like that. Oh my gosh. It's amazing.
If you want to get too carried away, you could add font style, tie it into like a Google Fonts or some kind of font API.
Wow. Yeah. Federico says, I always use string as null or white space when white space means the same as null or empty. That's a good point. I completely forgot about is null or white space. Right, if I use, right, is null or white space or consist of only white space characters. Sure, we'll use that one. And it should do the same thing. Now check it out, right? Because I changed that C#, it's rebuilding for me. But I'm still going to have to click refresh to make sure that it works. Come on. And preview. Look at that. And it just works. That's really cool. I'm thrilled that that works like that. Middle color will make blue. Neat. All right. So we could do fonts, we could do all kinds of things to really trick this out. But I do want to leave it open-ended so other folks could add in features if they wanted to and pull requests. I think that's all the time I've got today because I've got a pack. I'm flying to Seattle tomorrow.
Oh.
I know it was snowing yesterday there, and everybody was running for the hills. Uh, I'm out of coffee too. That feels bad.
That's very unfortunate.
I know. Thank you so much for joining me today. I learned a lot. Gosh, we learned about Flex today. Learned a little bit about Flex CSS. I want to spend some more time going and digging up more about Flex CSS because I feel like that's the right way to do things without Bootstrap. Bootstrap feels like there's a lot going on in there that we don't necessarily need. We could bring in Font Awesome if we wanted it to do our icons and things. But I feel like Flex does some of those cool things we used to bring in Bootstrap to do all the time.
Yeah.
This looks cool and feels very helpful. Thank you for kind of pointing me at this and saying this is going to be real easy to do. We got a simple front page to point folks to. Here's how to configure the follower goal. I mean, my docs, very simple at this point. I need to add docs now for the empty color. You know what? I'll leave that out there also as a nice to have. I'm going to create some issues here as good first issues. Add features to follower goal configuration for fonts.
Yeah.
Let me add features like font, background, no, empty bar colors, gradient, number of colors, and blend. All kinds of things that could be done there. But I'm going to mark this as good first issue. I love labeling stuff like that because I'm not in a rush to get this done. It's something that'd be cool to add. But if folks want to contribute, I know you mentor some folks, Sarah. This is the kind of thing that we've got an example here for you. If you want to continue building it, go for it.
Exactly. And this is something once it's there, once I'm focused again, I can tweet to the hashtag Code Newbie crew, which are a bunch of people starting out.
Oh, very cool. So what's the Code Newbie group? What do they do?
So they have a Sunday check-in, and then every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time, they all talk about what are they doing. They're all getting started in coding, various paths, various languages, and pretty much a supportive group. This past week, we were talking about accountability and how do we keep each other accountable and how do we set goals and how do we make sure that we're meeting our goals. But it's 4 questions, Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock, hashtag Code Newbie, jump in. And it's not just for people who are just starting coding in general. All of us who've been there, we need to support them too.
There's a bit of self-accountability baked into that, it sounds like.
Yes.
Oh, that's something that I feel like I need personal help with, only because, crumbs, you saw it here. I run over and I lose track of time and things, and I get distracted with things like New Justice 90. Thank you for joining us, and Steve, and I get so
all the distractions. There's that accountability.
Yes, so. Very cool stuff. All right, so I just lobbed a couple issues out there, and of course I always want to make sure I clean up all my toys when I'm done. I'm just going to start PowerShell here so I can commit those changes that we made. I'll do a git status. So there's where I moved some things around. So I will add pages rundown. Right, I should get that .cs. Yep. I want to add views, followers, and that's behind my head now, I know. Preview goal, and then I need to add root. Yep. I think that's everything. Added follower goal configuration with Saduki, at Saduki, because it's at Saduki everywhere.
I am at Saduki everywhere, or Saduki without the at sign.
You know what? Hang on. Let's git checkout. This is feature goal configuration.
We're on feature unit test. That's probably not what we want.
Yeah. All right, now let's get, just do git status, make sure. Yep, things are queued up. Git commit, AM. Cool. Git push. I always do this. I always do this. Origin, feature, goal, configuration. Fantastic. Pushed. And I will go up one and I will rebuild and make this 0, 7, 1. And I now have... I have a build script here that'll build the Docker container for me. So I can just deploy this and move it to wherever I need to. And it's actually going to build and push that out. Awesome. Great stuff. Thank you so much, Sarah. This was a big help today. And I think we got a pretty cool feature finished enough that we can deploy. I'm going to push this out to the public Docker repository at some point soon here, but it's in my private repository. Anybody can download and use this feature when they want it.
How neat.
Very cool stuff. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this was
fun.
great. We'll have to do it again another time. Next week, I have no guests, but I'm broadcasting from my hotel room in Seattle. I started going through some of the process of trying to get some studio space on campus and was like, you know what, this is a pain in the neck. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So we'll be live next week. It'll be just me, and we'll do some tidying up on some of these things. I saw a couple pull requests out there that we'll review, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So
Awesome.
all right. Thank you so much. Archive will be out
Thanks.
on YouTube later today. We'll see you all next time.
Later.